What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers Reaction. And we're gonna watch Bizarre Bub Scary Comp V85. Um, I am a huge fan of Bizarre Bub. He has a lot of great content. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that do, paranormal caught on tape compilations, but I really like how detailed and how descriptive Bizarre Bub is. And he really does get into the, trying to find out what's going on within these videos that he's putting together for us. So make sure you guys show him some love. I'll put his info in the description section. But without any further ado, let's get it.
In the following video, two security guards are looking at footage captured by a 360-degree security camera. Something very strange happened the night before, and they think the camera outside their building recorded the incident. The two guards scroll through the footage to see if the camera caught it. The guards look at every angle captured by the security camera, but unfortunately, nothing unusual stands out. That is, until they see this.
Se ve mejor. Ajá. Se fue. Para que si veamos cuando sigamos. Para que vean de que no. Si alguien puede ver que se va, no se va. Y ahí lo entramos a
Ahí
buscar.
se ve como una calavera.
Aparece, ajá.
Te estoy enseñando.
Y desapareció.
The night guards are stumped. Somehow, the woman standing in the street just disappears. She seemingly vanishes without a trace after lighting up something that goes ablaze. But further adding to the strangeness is what ensues. The smoke, according to viewers, seems to form the image of a skull. It's hard to see at first, but the night guards point this out.
Mira, ahí se aparece como una calavera, ¿verdad?
Ajá, y ahí.
Mira.
It's for this reason, among others, that the guards believe something supernatural was caught on camera. Now possibly, the skull could have simply been a case of pareidolia, but as for the woman who disappears, well, that seems a bit strange. This incident took place in Argentina in the city of Chimbas, where many residents have yet to figure out the mystery of this footage.
Okay, so if you guys are new to this channel, Strangers Reactions is basically I myself am a paranormal investigator and I'm reacting to paranormal caught on tape. So I put in my 2 cents and talk about the video at hand. So with this one in particular, man, so I've seen it all the time, especially with low budget security cameras. The frame per second, it's really not so good. So this often gives a visual of someone walking kind of robotically. Maybe I'm explaining myself correctly to you guys. And if somebody is moving extremely fast, the cameras, the frame per second won't even, um, you know, it'll show kind of almost like a person disappearing and all this and that. So it's basically just due to, the quality of the security camera. Um, Now, what it seems like, because there's a lot of things that this person could have lit, that could have gone ablaze. I mean, I could think of, even let's put ourselves in a paranormal perspective. It could be sage, and it just lit up, and a bunch of smoke comes out, and the fact that that individual kind of just disappeared with the smoke and everything going on. I put that on the camera. Uh, I'm Latino. My family's from the Dominican Republic. I know, as far as the Latinos are concerned, we are very spiritual and we believe a lot of this stuff. So much so that, any instances uh, could be explained due to natural occurrences. um, but this film coming from Argentina, I could see that this and the lack of knowledge of technology, this could seem incredible, incredible. But from my perspective, due to the camera, all the smoke, the person moving, it even looks like as though when the person seemed to disappear, the smoke kind of moved towards a direction, which would lead me to believe that this person just moved. And with all the smoke, who knows? This person could have been, plotting. This person probably knows there's a camera there and plotted something to get the camera to, I don't know, kind of, I mean, there's just my opinion. As far as the skull is concerned, with smoke, uh, there is something that not a lot of people are familiar with, and that is matrixing. It is when we tend to see something and our brains tend to form a picture of something that we know of. This happens a lot even with distorted mirrors, or even with clouds, where people see like a horse, and it's just a bunch of clouds. It's just an example. So I believe that skull is due to matrixing. If it is paranormal, which unfortunately I don't think so. It would have been an amazing catch if the security system was a good system and everything is clear. That would have been amazing to see. And the fact that they zoomed in just kind of distorted um the video more, and due to the guy holding the camera going all the way in, it just made things, it just made it difficult to actually see what really went on. But yeah, let's continue.
In this next video, a group of friends are exploring a large parking lot filled with buses that are no longer in use. Each bus, according to them, is defunct. But the reason they're here isn't just to look at old buses, but instead to see if anything strange happens while being there. Rumor has it, the property is haunted. The Soyapango district in El Salvador, where these buses are located, has seen a lot of creepy things on this property. From shadow figures that look like passengers sitting down inside a bus, to a bus that occasionally honks its horn late at night. Residents avoid coming here at all costs. But to Henry Portillo and his friends, this was a perfect spot for some excitement. Although fun at first, things got serious. While talking to a neighbor who lives right next to the parking lot, this happens.
Miren. Está encendido, ve. Están encendidos. Se han encendido las luces del bus.
Estará abierta la puerta.
No sé. Está encendida la luz del bus, bichos. That's the brake light, so yeah, further investigate. si no hay nadie adentro.
Just when the group was beginning to have doubts about the place, they see this. The taillight on the bus is somehow turned on. After checking to see if there might be anything to explain this, they find nothing. Although it could be that only certain parts of the bus work, they found it creepy that this happened out of nowhere in a place that is said to be haunted. Not really sure how to explain this and feeling a bit spooked, the group walks away and explores the rest of the town. But when looking back at the buses from far away, they see this.
I was waiting for something else, cause
Ah, no mames, güey.
ay, Dios mío.
No mames. Miren. Aquí está el cuerpo. Oiga. ¿Qué quieres? Miren. A la madre, güey.
Oh man, I mean, I usually like to wait till the video finishes, but you know, man, how can I put this in words? Because I know, even for seasoned paranormal investigators, when you start to see something that looks a bit sus, sometimes your curiosity does get the best of you, and you go in there and you do what you got to do. But for others who aren't that seasoned, they'll do what they just did. They'll, keep a distance instead of going in and investigating. Because right now, what I see is, yes, you could see a shadow figure, but it is still, it's not moving at all. So this would have been amazing if there was some sort of movement. But due to the fact that it didn't move, it was still. There are lights in different directions. It could have been, a light reflecting off something that is portraying a shadow figure. And as far as the bus is concerned, I would definitely check if there's some electricity running in that bus. Pop open the hood. I mean, you already have access and to the backyard. Whether or not these, they can't touch the buses or something, maybe, but if you go to a location where you hear stories that is haunted, a paranormal investigator goes in there with an open mind. And the first thing we try and do is, if anything happens, we try to debunk instead of letting our imagination just run wild. But then again, there are experienced paranormal investigators, and they aren't, there's rookies. But yeah, kudos to this group. They all look extremely young, so obviously I'm not really expecting much of an investigation. This is more like a exploration and getting the kick.
In the distance, the silhouette of a dark figure stands next to a bus. It appears to stand in place without moving an inch. Seeing this was enough to make everyone's blood run cold. This unusual figure had a very uncanny quality. Upon seeing this, the group knew it was time to leave. The video ends with the group heading out, but it's unknown if they went back down to the buses before they left. Given this clip, they most likely stayed away. The group certainly thinks that they caught a ghost on camera or something like that, but as with most videos, what was captured remains a mystery.
So yeah, like how I was saying, unfortunately, there is even a section. If you guys want to rewind, I mean, I could be going back and forth and everything, and just, this video's freaking go for hours. But if you guys go back and rewind, you could potentially see even the wheel visible through this shadow, um, which kind of give some credence to probably a shadow figure. But again, this shadow figure didn't move at all. It was stationary. It didn't budge. So this is why I feel like it's not what it seems to be. Let's continue.
Now, in previous videos, I've included clips of kids who either say or see things that aren't there. In some of these cases, parents don't believe anything strange is going on until they see footage or images of the so-called imaginary friend who their child has been seeing. Like those videos, this one is just as unsettling. Susan Murlock is the mother of a 2-year-old girl who one day told her something very concerning. She told her mom that a person was hiding in her closet. Unsettled by what her daughter had said, she immediately heads over and checks the closet.
My daughter has informed me that there is a person in her closet that keeps smiling at her. Let's go see.
Open it. That's a person.
There's a person?
Yeah.
Can you show me where the person is?
Right here. Right here. Right here.
Is it Elsa?
No. No.
No?
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you show me where the person is?
Um,
Is it a kid person or a grown-up person?
Grown person.
It's a grown-up person?
I'm on the Elmo.
You want to wear your Elmo costume?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a grown-up person in your closet?
Yeah.
And it's right there?
Yeah. I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah. I'm a person.
Okay, well, we'll get rid of the person.
For some reason, Susan's daughter is frightened by something in her closet. She seems to be genuinely scared, as though someone is actually there. But, as we can see, no one is inside. Now, in the closet, there's a box that apparently forms a face if you squint your eyes. Some believe that this is what her daughter had seen. But in a short video responding to comments regarding the box, Susan says this.
There is like a woman-shaped thing on the box, which is very strange. So I take the box out. I took all the clothes out of that in case that was like causing a shadow or something. So I took all the clothes out of the back of that closet. I took the box out, and she still saw the person. Oh, someone's at my door. She still saw the person. She said that they're still there and they're still smiling at her.
So then, if it wasn't the box, then what was it? It's unknown what she saw, but Susan has locked the closet in the hopes that her daughter would stop crying at night. Ever since locking it, she's been sleeping peacefully. Whatever it might have been that her child saw, Susan continues to keep an eye on the closet in case anything strange happens.
You hear these stories all the time concerning parents and their children. I, for one, do truly believe that if your child is in distress, concerning a paranormal event, don't just shrug it off. Don't make the child feel like, it's all in your imagination, don't pay attention. Depending on the age and how well you know your own child, you should always, give your child that strength to overcome this fear, whether or not it is real or it's happening. Um, don't just shrug it off. But with that being said, kids, especially, at a very young age, during their, I guess you could say during their growth, they are it is known that they are very keen to, if you guys believe it or not, to their sixth sense per se, right? Just like animals. Animals could sense and see things that we might not be able to. Children do have this ability also until they reach a certain age, and just like all of us, we just reality starts kicking in. Um, but yeah, as the mom, good job clearing out the closet, closing it. You know, um, I wish there was a follow up on this video, because it Bizarre Bub did say that the child feels more safer. She's able to sleep. Um, but if it is an entity, you just gave it domain to that closet. Like, there is a closet in your child's room that is unaccessible right now. So, you basically saying you just gave in to this spirit, if there is one. Either you would, show your child there's nothing here, nothing, just basically, and it sounds like she did this, but give a little bit more strength to your child, because right now, if it is an entity, he just claimed your closet, and that's not okay. It's a closet in your child's room. As far as I'm concerned, I believe in children. They have, like, they're not able to act or lie on camera. So, I would believe this child right off the bat. And, I would strengthen her ability to try and, overcome this fear for sure. Let's continue.
There's a place in Ohio known as Helltown, and in this place, many people have reported feeling extremely uneasy when coming here. To some people, this isn't surprising, considering the horrifying events that occurred many years ago. Helltown was founded by a group of Native Americans who tragically lost many of its people in a gruesome battle between settlers and colonial troops. A lot of Indians died here, but those who survived had left Helltown in search of another home. Fast forward to present-day Helltown, and people are deeply afraid of coming here alone. Many believe that the land is cursed, given the chain of bad luck that ensued when the settlers moved in. On a certain night, Chris Hill, who you might recall from previous videos, decides to visit Helltown. What he captures on camera is eerie, to say the least. As Chris walks through a dense forest, he finds an old barn house. It's from here on out when things get weird.
You'll be surprised how often that actually happens when you're going in with, equipment and it just malfunctions. It happens a lot. Theory is, spirit is full of energy, and that energy towards devices can be overwhelming, and it could shut them off or drain the battery. It is also known that spirit could try and use the energy of equipment, mess around with it, do all kinds of stuff. So this actually happens very often.
It's the barn of Hilltown.
Now, nothing too strange happens here, but when Chris decides to explore beyond the barn, things take a very creepy turn. Watch.
So before we continue, I would like to, I believe I said this on the last video, or any video that contains an abandoned structure. These places are abandoned doesn't mean that there's nobody inside. All right. So before you walk into an abandoned building or structure, announce yourself, you know, um, to let whoever it is inside know that you're just walking into this place, because a lot of these abandoned places are homes for homeless or for drug addicts, or for, you don't know who's inside these buildings. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I am more afraid of the living than the dead because the living could physically harm you. Um, and just announce yourself. And if you want to take it an extra step, announce yourself as a, a police officer, or, or somebody with authority. Hey, just walk in there. Don't just calmly, quietly walk into a place, because you might walk into something that you might be putting yourself in danger.
Yeah, this is kind of creepy. It's like a little shack back here.
Another public service announcement. It seems like this individual, Chris, is by himself. Uh, I understand that there's a lot of people out there who wants to, do things for the clicks. It's not worth it, bro. Um, don't ever go, especially to a abandoned location by yourself. Don't do it. It's not worth it. God forbid, you know, anything could happen and you're on your own. What are you gonna do? Like, safety first, guys. This dude seems like he is by himself, and that is this is extremely dangerous. He's in the middle of the woods and he's going into these structures. Um, yeah, I mean, like, let's put aside paranormal. What if you trip, fall, break, anything? You hurt yourself, you knock yourself out. There's the wilderness, and animals. Anything could happen. Even if it's a haunted house, don't go in there by yourself. It's always good to go at least with one extra person, as far as your safety is concerned.
I'm surprised this barn is still standing despite how old it is. What the hell is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
Sorry, you guys. Lately, YouTube has been putting up a bunch of freaking commercials. Before it used to be considerate and it would do it during, a moment that they would do it, but they're just throwing it out there. So the camera battery died. I quickly switched batteries, but unfortunately the noises stopped by then. So I started walking to the direction I heard the noises to find out what was making the sounds. Now, to me, it sounded like, I'm gonna call it what it is. It sounded like Indian chants, right? But you're also out in the wilderness. I've heard similar voices coming out of animals, coyotes specifically. So this is why you need to be extra careful, you guys. But it did sound like Indian chants.
It goes without saying, but Chris was totally spooked. Somewhere not too far from him, a bunch of howling noises are heard. Understandably, he starts to get anxious. Although it's unclear as to what this was, it seems more than likely that a pack of coyotes were howling collectively. Regardless, coyote or not, the sudden cries coming from the pitch darkness had Chris on edge. But as if tonight couldn't get any more creepy, this happens. Not long after hearing the howling noises, he proceeds to explore the rest of Helltown. As he walks with caution, he immediately stops.
I keep hearing something. It sounds like it's following me.
Once again, you guys, this you're out in the wilderness and you're by yourself. I mean, how many movies do you have to see to actually start believing that, certain situations, a movie could be fake, fine. But there are just certain situations that you don't do, and this is one of those situations. You do not walk in the wilderness by yourself. And taking it a step further, yes, he has a light on. He's able to see where he's going, but you're basically giving away your location also, not just to humans, but to animals. Like, he's saying he's hearing things he's hearing somebody following him or something following him. It could be anything. A predator. Sorry for the heavy breathing. I was a little nervous walking alone in the forest after hearing something following me. Here, for real, dude? For real? Come on now, you should, I'm gonna see if I could find some information on this guy and, put his information. I'm gonna check him out also and check out his content. For him to put himself in these situations, we gotta show him some love also, even though it is not smart, bro. Not smart.
What is that? What's that?
It moved.
Something's over there.
Yep.
I can hear it.
And it moved.
What looks to be a pair of glowing eyes appear in the distance. It seems to be gazing at Chris as it hides behind the grass. It's as if it were stalking him. Now Chris immediately knew that this was a living thing after seeing it hide away. He further adds that whatever this was had to be taller than the grass around him. Mind you, that the grass was at least 6 feet tall. Given all that's happened before, Chris figured it was best if he left the place at once.
God, this is creepy. I gotta find my way out of here.
I mean, 6 feet. I mean, sure, there will see a branch or two, 6 feet. But that's definitely not no 6 feet, bro. 4 feet best. But yes, it is hovering over the grass. It did move. Again, I mean, I'm not even gonna repeat it. Just
What was supposed to be a fun urban exploration video turned out to be something completely different. Like others who came here before, viewers believe the rumors to be true. Something strange resides in Helltown. Whether it's something paranormal or something else, many agree that it's best to stay away from this place. Who knows what Helltown has become ever since the
that's interesting. Those eyes just resembled what we're seeing right now. Right? Interesting.
tragic incidents that happened in the past.
Let's continue.
While spending the night inside an Airbnb, two friends get something on camera that they can't seem to explain. The person recording this is known as Emma Jean, and the reason why she's filming is because it was just then that her dog Rosie started acting up. Either someone or something was nearby, causing her to bark like crazy. Or at least that's what Emma thought. Now this was strange, as Emma states that Rosie has always been a quiet dog. Unlike most dogs of the same breed, Rosie is best described as being mellow. But as shown in the following clip, she was not her usual self.
Is there a ghost? Is there a ghost? Yeah. What is this first? Where's the ghost? Right there. Where? She's staring at her with her dog.
Confused as to what she was barking at, Emma jokingly implies that she's barking at a ghost. Although entertained by this notion, it's what happens next that leaves Emma and her friend completely spooked. Watch.
What the f?
For just a moment, a mysterious shadow appears on camera before disappearing from sight. As the camera pans around the space, nothing is seen close by to explain the strange shadow. Aside from its odd appearance, Emma further adds that this cryptic silhouette seemingly reaches out for Rosie. It happens real fast, but if you slow the footage, you'll see what many viewers have noted. Its rapid movement and Rosie's reaction to it have led some to believe that this might have been the spirit of a cat who passed away inside this Airbnb. But regardless of whatever this might have been, Emma was definitely shaken up by the sudden appearance of this mysterious shadow that is yet to be identified.
So I really like this video. From what I could see with the video that was recorded, there was nothing around, from what I could see, that could give that movement. It does seem like it was some sort of a hand. I wouldn't say a cat's paw, but it definitely seems like there was a shadow figure movement. And as soon as it got almost close to the dog jumped back. So how I said earlier about children having, this keen sense, with the sixth sense, dogs also, animals, this is hey, and you can't, on point on camera, you can't really train a dog to do this. Like, I like this video a lot. So much so that I'm gonna do a compilation video one day, and I'm gonna put all of my best of the best footage that I cannot explain into one. That's gonna be a cool project. I'm gonna note this one down.
It's around 2:30 in the morning when a man films himself reacting to online videos. The man in this video is known as Zark, and unlike his previous reaction videos, this one captures something that has left him extremely terrified. Now, this isn't the first time Zark was frightened by something in his home. You might recall from previous videos about the strange occurrences that his family encountered in their old apartment. From small pets that would often turn up dead the next day after being brought home, to clocks on the wall that would mysteriously stop working even though they were just recently replaced. It's safe to say that Zark has had plenty of creepy experiences, but nothing compares to what happened recently in his new home. Just like before, he gets on camera all that's been happening. The following are things that have taken place only weeks after moving into his new apartment.
I actually recall seeing a video with this family, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I wasn't able to, if I find it, you guys, I will react to it, but Bizarre Bub has it.
So I hope you can see the clock is stuck.
Yeah, that's fine. That happens. Everybody knows once the battery is almost done, there's, it happens.
It's most probably a battery fault, but two clocks going at the same time, it's obviously is very suspicious.
There were more fish initially, but they died shortly after being brought to Zark's home. This could happen too if you don't properly put the fish inside the water. They could die. Initially, when you're gonna put a fish, let's get out of the subject of paranormal for a little bit. Tip, guys, tip. When you buy a new fish and you're gonna put them in the tank, you have to put the fish inside the bag and all in the water, so the water could slowly but surely start, I guess the fish could get used to it instead of just dumping it in. I guess, I don't know the logic of it. I've just heard this due to, me previously, loving, the whole aquarium setup in your house. And, somebody that told me this, with, in the pet store. I don't know the logic. I'm here thinking that it's like, if the water is warm or, uh, decently warm, I guess, and you just throw your, it's like you jumping into a pool of cold water. You feel all that pins and the coldness rushing. I don't know. I don't know.
एक मिनट भाई
Suffice it to say, things have not changed since moving out. The same odd occurrences that took place in their old apartment are happening here as well. Clocks suddenly stop working, and pets mysteriously start dying. But creepiest of all, the doorbell goes off when no one is at the door. Now of course, it could be that someone had rang the doorbell as a prank like Zark mentions, but it's what happens only a few nights later that makes the doorbell incident all the more creepy. It's late at night when Zark captures this.
Seems like the same apartment though.
Strangely, the keys to the door start moving on their own. Initially thinking that a breeze had moved the keys, Zark checks to see if there's a draft, but he finds nothing. The keys seem to have moved by themselves. Feeling pretty spooked, he tries his best to forget about this incident, but fast forward to only a few days later, and things get a whole lot strange. One night, Zark is making a reaction video while filming himself in his living room. It was past midnight, so he didn't expect anyone to disturb him. But little did he know that someone or something would still interrupt his video. Take a look.
Oh, there is the white shadow.
I don't know. I'm getting some red flags, aren't you? I'm getting some red flags.
As if things couldn't get any more terrifying, this happens. A loud bang is heard at the door, scaring the living daylights out of Zark. He backs away slowly, fearing that something dangerous is at the door. But just like before, nothing is there. Naturally, he was scared beyond belief. In fact, he was so scared that in a follow-up video, Zark couldn't help but express his feelings about everything. Watching the video, you can see how much of an impact these occurrences had on his well-being.
You know, the ghost is not scary. They just your life up. You see, the worst part of the haunting is not the activity which happens at night or any noise disturbance or I'm sorry.
Clearly, these occurrences have taken a toll on Zark's mental health. He can't help but think that something from his previous home has followed him into his new apartment. The activity won't stop, and it seems to be getting worse. However, for just a short period, nothing strange had occurred. But then one night, the most disturbing thing was caught on camera. Zark is woken up by someone knocking at the door. Treading carefully towards the door, he captures this.
You know, just due to the emotional aspect, I feel for him if this is real. If this is real, I feel for him. And I hope he is getting the proper help, because anybody out there who is experiencing paranormal activity, I mean real paranormal activity, and you're a victim, there are places you could reach out and they could come in and help you. I myself, have helped families before. Back in the day, I haven't done anything in particular, just because, people often are looking for I guess you could say, a well formed, publicly knowing group. I've been doing paranormal investigations for many years. I started during a time where, it just brings me back to a friend of mine, um, Jacqueline Loren from Forsaken Paranormal. Shout out to you guys. Um, she said that she started during a time where if you mention, uh, you know, paranormal or haunted places, or, ghosts, you're looked at like a crazy person. And it was during, it was during that time. So people that reached out for me were people, that were in the neighborhood, people who knew what I was really into would reach out, friends, yes, like that. But as far as putting myself out there, I never saw the reason to, until just very recently, early last year. I decided to do all of this social media stuff. Um, but yeah, there are places, there are groups that you could go to get help. You guys don't be afraid to reach out, because you're the one that's suffering, not the person calling you crazy. You're the one that's suffering. Um, and as far as do not open the door when you hear a knock and there's nobody present, yes, that is so true. You have no idea. And I live in New York. There's no way in hell that if I hear a door knocking, I'm just gonna open it without even looking through the peephole. There's no way in hell you do that in New York. But yes, you do not. If there's nobody there, don't open the door. Period. Period. That goes for anything. Don't open the door, bro. It's too dark. The flash of the camera. Okay, there you go. Like, here's the thing, right? As as heartwarming that video was of him, getting emotional, it is, but all of this stuff could be orchestrated. All of this stuff could be orchestrated. I'm thinking in a paranormal investigating mind. Um, Somebody could be dodging the peephole and knocking and ringing the doorbell and doing all of this stuff. Even the jiggling of the keys, all of that stuff could have been orchestrated.
Can you please stop it?
Yes. if you find it in you, because it's extremely hard, especially when you have to fight fear, you have to you have to demand the entity to leave you alone, get out of your space. If you don't do this, they're going to continue, they're going to pursue you. This I remember, if all of this is legit, I remember seeing videos of this guy in the previous Bizarre Bub videos before I started doing reactions, and this guy went through hell and back. And, it doesn't seem like he was actually, defending himself against the entity. So this is what you got to do. And this goes for everybody. Defend yourself, plant yourself firm onto the ground and say, leave me alone, get out of my house. This is my space, not yours. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Ugh, man. But all of this seems so acted out, though, right? I don't know. Oh, hell no.
No, 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 no.
The voice of
Oh, no.
Zark's child is heard outside his door, but when checking on his son, he's clearly lying in bed. If his child was in his room, then who or what was mimicking his son? Like previous occurrences, Zark is baffled by this incident. He continues to document anything strange that happens in the hopes that someone could help him and his family. But based on recent videos, it seems they have yet to receive proper help. So then, just what exactly is happening here? To this day, Zark has no definitive answer to this question. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
Let's go.
On August 16 of 2019, at approximately 11 p.m., an employee named Rachel Mogg was looking over at security footage from inside a nightclub when something very strange caught her attention. The club had already closed, and Rachel was sure that no one was left inside, but the footage recorded by the club's security cameras appears to show otherwise. According to Rachel, the video recording shows someone who still hasn't left, but that someone doesn't look to be a full-grown adult, but rather a small child. Even stranger is that whoever this child is, they have a very distinct appearance. The video recording seen by Rachel and other employees of this nightclub is unusual, to say the least. This is what was caught.
Oh my god! That shit me up. Oh my god. I'm so scared. That's crazy. Oh my god.
What is it?
It actually looks like it's walking, doesn't it?
As heard on camera, Rachel's friends, including herself, were left baffled by this footage. Around the tables, a small, translucent figure can be seen approaching the dance floor before turning around and walking back to where it came from. It kinda seems to hesitate for a second, as if feeling unsure about stepping on the dance floor. Whatever this might have been, Rachel is sure that something supernatural was caught on camera, but whether ghost or not, the verdict is yours to make. Just what exactly had appeared inside this nightclub?
So, I actually really like this one. Did you guys catch the frame per second? Even for a, let's say they did catch something, even for an entity, you see the frame per second kind of dragging. I really like this one. And you could even tell you could tell the legs walking, and I was paying attention to the surroundings because there's obviously lights moving around, and something could have been reflecting off of a shiny surface and reflecting, and it could give this image. But you see legs walking, you see this movement, So I truly believe they caught something here. And due to the fact that we are almost hitting the hour mark, let's continue.
This last video was submitted to me by Zach Attack, who says that he found the video on Facebook. The person in the video apparently had a life-threatening surgery that not many patients survive from. Fortunately for this person, the procedure worked out well. Now in the video, they had just woken up after the surgery, but strangely, they were overcome with a sense of dread. Something about the room they were in just didn't feel right. They further add that a faint buzzing sound was coming from somewhere in the room. So, as an attempt to record the sound, they captured this. As the patient pans the camera, a dark figure passes right in front of him. This mysterious silhouette appears right beside them before running out of frame. They didn't see the passing figure until much later after watching the video. Now those who've seen the clip believe that a patient's ghost was caught on camera. Others, however, believe that something ominous was captured, as the patient claims they were overcome with a sense of dread. But, ghost or not, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Had something ghostly been caught on camera? Or was something else captured? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads in the future. That being said, until next time.
All right, you guys. I'm just letting the extension go further. So you guys, if you guys are interested in following and watching Bizarre Bub's videos, go hit him up. He has great content, and I will be reacting to a lot of them. Depending on how long I do this, I'll probably do all of them. But yes, just like he said, do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that share, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff for both channels. And as far as that is concerned, I do not believe it is the Grim Reaper. When you are in a legit haunted area, you do feel like even your stomach starts acting up, not getting sick per se, but you feel something is off. And depending on the type of person, they might say they feel like dread, for example. But yeah, I like this video a lot. I like how the figure, it actually looks like red hair more so than a hooded cloth. So I don't think it was a finger or anything per se. I really like this video also. So I know I'm already hitting the mark, so thank you guys for watching. Make sure you catch me next time, because I will be dropping more and more and more episodes, especially with not just Bizarre Bub, but there's a lot more other YouTubers that I really want to react to. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.